welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. I'm joined today by Traci Wagner, our Vice President for Programs. Hey, Traci.
Good morning.
We're going to talk today about the One Heart collaboration. We're continuing this month our look at the organizations that we're partnering with, collaborating with, some existing, and this one definitely new. One Heart Project is a national organization. They are, like us, evidence-based, and they really focus themselves on finding ways to connect with young people who are getting ready to take that next step in their life, the mentoring side of things. And so I've asked Traci here because she, along with Ahmad Washington, Lyle Mason, Ashley Kendricks, really have done a great job of establishing this connection and bringing folks to the table so we can begin to explore how this organization, this collaboration, is going to benefit the young people that we serve. And I'm excited about it. And so, Traci, we'll just start with kind of walk us through the process of how this started and how we have got to the place where we are.
Sure. So in the strategic plan, definitely a part of your vision for the agency that you shared since you became president, a real focus on community partners, established partnerships, and the true need for mentors for the young people that we serve here in Waco, both at the ranch and the Waco campus. So as we were talking through the strategic plan action steps for that, praying through what direction we needed to go, Pastor Ahmad got an invitation to an interest meeting about an organization called One Heart Project. And so he went, not really expecting groundbreaking information. We know what mentor programs are. We certainly had Googled One Heart Project before he went to that, just to know what we were getting into. And really since that day, God just opened the path wide for this to fall into place. And so for almost a year now, there have just been a series of really intentional meetings, both internally with your team and others, and then collaborative meetings and work with the team from One Heart Project, and most recently, really intentional, detailed work of how we introduce this partnership, what we believe it will do for our young people and also for our staff. One of the most impressive things, and there are quite a few impressive things that we're going to learn about One Heart Project over the next season, just their investment in not only our young people, but those who are in the trenches serving our young people. And that's one of the first things that Sonia Martinez, their director, told me that really sold me. And they didn't have to sell me, but they did. And she said, "We're already praying for your staff. We're already praying for your team. We love your students already. We don't even know them. But we know that in order to serve the students in the best way possible, then we have to serve your staff." And it was the light bulb moment for me. And it was the wink from God that said, this is the right direction to go.
Yeah. And I appreciate that because Baylor University is the one that sponsored this initial meet and greet and threw it out to really a handful of organizations. And so that is part of that talk about being more known in our community. And as you said, we didn't know where it would go, but I think what's really jumped out to us is that they're not a group that comes in and says, look, this is how it's worked in this place that we've done it throughout the nation, and they've been successful. I think that's going to be one of the things that's going to be exciting for the kids or the young people that are involved in this, as well as our staff, is the number of professional athletes and business leaders and just how their model reaches in so many ways. And we think that that's going to draw that caliber of mentor to our programs, but they don't come in and say, okay, that's great, y'all are doing this. This is really something that takes what we've been doing and says, hey, Methodist Children's Home, you don't have to be an expert at everything. There are people out there that can build and enhance what you're already doing and really give you that next step without you having to reinvent the wheel. And at the same time, respecting who we are. There's so much overlap. between their core values and our core values. And what we're doing here is it's one of the motivations in our strategic plan. Specifically, one of the action steps in our strategic plan says to address our mentoring program. The other part of that is just to expand our connections with like-minded organizations. So this does a lot more than just check those boxes. This is, I hope, also to our employees, a loud and clear message that the feedback that is given in the focus groups, in program reviews that you all have done, and even in exit interviews, taking the time for those who have been here to say, hey, this is how we need to be better. This collaboration for me is a response of what that is. And so tell us kind of what you hope to see from this collaboration for our young people, but really for MCH overall, as it's really going to impact your area as Vice President for Programs.
Sure. So my hope is that it adds to what we're already doing. It doesn't really replace the relationships that are already here and the investments that we're making into the lives of the young people and their families. But it really adds to and contributes to our mission, and really is a clear path to what we know gives young people the best opportunity at success at the next level. I'm impressed with the evidence-based approach that you mentioned. It's not something that we have to develop and create. It's something that is being given to us as a gift, to the point that One Heart Project hires a facilitator designated just for Methodist Children's Home. And that is a huge commitment, because that person, or possibly two people, as this expands, they will be dedicated just to us. They will know our strengths, they will discover our weaknesses, and I really believe that this partnership will only enhance our organizational structure and culture. But maybe more importantly, or certainly as important, it's just another way to support the young people and wrap around not just the young people, but their families, and expand the support system and the network when young people graduate or they leave our independent living program. They will have an expanded network of healthy support to help guide them. I have heard story after story of One Heart Project graduates who still have a relationship with their mentor well into adulthood. They know their families, they know their children, they are at their weddings. And so that kind of investment is just going to be invaluable for not only our programs, but to the people we serve.
Sure. And we both have young people and growing up in our own home. And I know my daughter is a senior. And I am so thankful that it's not all up to me about who she's going to be. Obviously, I played that huge role in her life, but the fact that she is surrounded by coaches, by teachers, by educators, by mentors. My son has a mentor for confirmation class where they may be saying the exact same things that I've been saying over and over and over again, but when it comes from a different voice. And I don't think we can surround our young people based on the world that they're growing up in with enough caring, loving adults. Certainly we have those at MCH, but this helps us, again, expand that. And I hope that our staff will see that this is something where it's a support for them. It's not a replacement. It is simply a support, and ultimately it's good for our young people. So we talk about this as a pilot. I think what we would want to agree on is that by pilot, we know this is going to be successful. As a pilot, we just wanted something to get started to kind of ease in for our staff as well as One Heart Project. But I echo your excitement about what this can be. So we are going to now introduce our friends from the One Heart Project who have put together a little video for us just to kind of introduce themselves. As Traci mentioned, we've had a great opportunity to have some very transparent, heart to heart. See what I did there? The one heart to heart conversations about what their goals and vision are, and we hope you will join us in the excitement. So hear from our friends from One Heart Project.
Hello, Methodist Children's Home team. By now, you've learned a little about who we are at One Heart Project. So here to tell you more about why we do what we do is our Director of Operations, Sonia Martinez. Sonia?
Yes, thank you, Abby. Well, I'm honored to be able to provide a little history on One Heart Project today. We started about 20 years ago when CEO and co-founder Steve Rich, business professionals and professional athletes in the community, found themselves with a common goal to impact the next generation of youth. They began initially in after-school programs and urban school districts, and about 10 years ago, the board and Steve narrowed our focus to justice-involved youth and students that are considered highest at risk. And today, I'm fortunate to say that our work continues in several states throughout the US. And the heart of what we do at One Heart is encompassed in our One Heart pathway model. Engagement of that model is really focused in 4 key areas: social and emotional intelligence curriculum, mentoring, gap skills training, and employment opportunities, all the while keeping that human element throughout, which is a holistic approach that allows for our young people to gain the skills and tools and also the encouragement needed, and hopefully coaching and training and friendship along the way. Our work is collaborative. It doesn't just happen without many, many partners like you. And as Abby mentioned, we've been reflecting a lot at One Heart about what it means to serve an authentic community and what our why is. That is a question that has been circulating, is what is my why? Well, my why at One Heart Project is so that people who are active in service to others will feel cared for, supported, and encouraged. And now I'd love to let you meet some of our program staff at One Heart Project and hear from them on their why.
I'm Mina, and I'm the program coordinator in Corpus Christi, Texas. I do this because our generation is very uniquely skilled, and I want them to embrace that.
Hello, my name is Rudy, and you asked me why in the state of Texas. Well, it's because I enjoy seeing the youth recognizing and using a concept to be better prepared for their next journey.
I'm Jerry, State Director of One Heart Project Nebraska, and I do this because I want the youth of today to know that they matter and that they have a purpose.
My name is Victor Hercules, and I'm the director of the One Heart Project in Kansas. And I do what I do because I believe in giving young people a second chance, just as it was given to me when I was young and I needed a second chance.
Hi, I'm Kathy in Texas, and my why is that helping each young person understand more about themselves and others will help them better able to fulfill their purpose in life.
I'm Abby, and I'm the operations manager at One Heart Project. I do this because I believe our nation's youth are our nation's future, and I want to be a part of equipping them for the brightest future possible.
Well, again, we're so grateful for the opportunity to share with you today regarding our why, and we look forward to meeting and seeing you very soon.
I hope you get a little snapshot of why we're excited. The caliber and the expertise that's connected with One Heart Project and their connections, that will be part of what we lean on with our ministry at Methodist Children's Home. And so we as we talk about this pilot, over the next month, I know you don't have a crystal ball. I know there's a lot of things that we wish we could kind of see and know exactly how they're going. But what do you envision over this next month with this collaboration?
Sure. So we do have a plan of how we are going to officially launch this partnership. There will be some press releases and some media buzz around this excitement that we're entering into. But internally, we're going to be very intentional about how we introduce One Heart Project to our young people. Those who have agreed to be a part of the pilot have already applied, and so certainly the details have been shared with them. But now it's time to introduce them to the team at One Heart Project, some of who you just met, and then possibly others. And then we will quickly move into a season where just a lot of fun introductions and events to get our young people excited, give our team members a chance to really see what One Heart Project is about. And so my prayer for this season is that we just continue to be faithful to the path that I believe God has put us on, that we have open hearts and open minds and really embrace what this could mean for the young people who we serve and who we love, and want to see the best for them. And so you'll begin to hear more about One Heart Project. We are being very cautious in this season of COVID-19 and the pandemic. And that was one of our initial questions was, does this mean that all of the work has to be done on site? Because obviously that's not something that we can commit to, sometimes day by day. And so really pleased that One Heart Project has already pivoted and made those adaptations, that they can offer everything virtually. Our hope is that we can safely introduce people in person with social distance and masks and all the things that we're doing on a daily basis to keep ourselves and those around us safe and healthy. But they can very quickly pivot to all virtual without interrupting services. So right now, our plan is to officially launch mentor-mentee relationships after spring break. And so we'll have about 5 or 6 weeks to introduce, lay some groundwork, give everybody time to really process what this could mean and what our roles are, and then we will jump in and prayerfully move forward.
Yeah. And again, we're starting small, we're starting slow, because One Heart Project has a desire to get to know us, just like we do with them. This is not their first rodeo. They again, a national organization. They're used to this, coming into this, and the great thing I think I see in this, among many great things, is we don't have to be the ones who are excited about this alone. They're going to bring excitement. They're going to bring expertise, and I look forward to that, where that's going to take us for our young people. So, Traci, thanks for your leadership on this. One of the many ways that you've kind of stepped in and helped move us forward. So thanks for that. And I want to thank our staff, those of you that will right away be connected with this, but also in time, because we believe as a ministry that this is a space that is desperately needed throughout Texas and New Mexico. And so while this is starting here, we're dreaming big, and we'll be responsible in putting together what we need to learn and what we need to grow in the days to come. So with that, I want to thank you for joining us. And I want to let you know that next week we will continue a look at our collaborations, and we will talk about the Cove. And the Cove is someone who's been a friend of ours now for a number of years, but really expanded this with their collaboration and their presence. And so we're going to be joined by members of the Cove's leadership to really talk about how this collaboration has blessed their ministry and helped move them forward. So until then, God bless you. Thanks for the great work that you do for children, youth, and families throughout Texas and New Mexico.